the biggest buzzwords that we have on the internet today is karma. And it's also one of the words that we misuse so much in every situation. Even in Kannada, we say ayon and karma. Or we say everything is karma. Or we have this very famous quote that says, karma is a bitch, she will come back and bite you in the butt. So my question is, can you break down this term karma for us into the most simplest unit? What is karma? And like, how do we understand this concept of karma?
Yeah, as you said, it's a buzzword
Yes.
and most often misinterpreted, misunderstood. Not only karma, most of the terms and words
Yes.
like Kundalini today
Yes.
and tantric sex,
Yes.
so also karma. As you rightly said, when I look at my childhood, I remember this only, that my mother, whenever used to get angry on children, we were 8 of us at home. Just we always, joint family and relatives and all. So she would be naturally tired of us because of our mischiefs and nonsense. Oh, nan karma, she would say. Any disturbance outside of us, we relate it with karma. Most of these understandings are at the gene level to us, because that's how we get nourishment and upbringing and all that. So deep within we know what this karma is, hence it comes out onto the mouth. However, there is a big need to understand a very significant word like karma, which in fact rules your life. But we talk about big things and about life. Sometimes we become very philosophical and give our own interpretations to what is happening around us. But we are clueless about what is karma. Well, karma is a very complex thing. So like anybody else in this podcast, expect me to simplify. And well, I am here to simplify. That's the responsibility given by my guru lineage to make people understand, and asking me to speak in such a way with a modern approach to the mind, not the age-old jargons, but in such a way that the truth of what it is conveyed. To the days when I read a book, a beautiful book, a transformative book, in fact, which changed my whole perspective of life, written by my Gurudev Swami Rama. It was addressed to the Western audience, and all his lectures, recorded ones, got into book form. They brought it, and the name is Freedom from the Bondage of Karma. If I am not wrong, his lectures were based on Kathopanishad. Not very sure, must be. But when I say Western audience, I have to make a redefinition of what I mean. That when it comes to the Indians, it's no way different nowadays. There was a time people were well versed with these concepts, and spirituality was a part of lifestyle itself. But now, forcibly you have to bring in to culture the mind, refine the mind, improve the mind on these things. It's a lot of effort it demands, and it calls for patience to understand these things, which used to be your lifestyle. Anyway, better late than never.
True.
So Swami Rama, like any master who has deeply understood these concepts because of the direct experiences that he goes through as a master in terms of training, sadhana and all that, when they speak, it immediately reaches the minds of the seekers. That is the beauty of listening to a guru. So he makes because you asked me to simplify, he has already simplified it. A wonderful definition of what is karma. He says karma is a bondage. What is bondage? Bondage is something that binds you. So the question is, what is that binds you? So karma is a beautiful analogy, imagery also. Karma is a rope, a thick rope, which is made up of 3 strands. I am sure the viewers understand the difference between a rope and a
Strand.
So when it is a rope, it's very strong. How does it become strong? Because of the 3 strands or 4 or 5, whatever the number with which you bind it or twist it. Look at the words. Twist it. Strands. And then a rope, which is a bondage. I think if you look at these words intensely, you understand the intensity of what karma is all about.
Yeah.
So, finally, what it is, karma is a bondage, which is of the rope of 3 strands, which binds you, and the freedom that you are seeking in life is lost. But the question is, how many of us are really aware of what this karma is all about?
Or what the strands are.
Yeah, Swami Rama makes it very interesting. So these 3 strands stand for 3 aspects of our mind. Because karma is directly related to your mind. And that karma related to the mind and your astral body, Sukshma Sharira, which gets percolated into your Sthula Sharira, or the physical body. And when it manifests in the physical body, it gets connected to your life and people around you. Then you understand a little bit about the Sthula Rupa, the gross aspect of what karma is all about. Otherwise, at subtle plane, it's very, very hard to understand or get that feel of what this karma is all about. So, my Gurudev says the 3 strands are, one is, listen to me carefully, Vasana, then Bhavana or emotions. Vasana means latent impressions, subtle impressions of the mind.
Okay.
And then emotions, your Bhavana, and the last one is your action. These are the strands which bind you to karma. So let us examine these 3 words, not in a very detailed manner.
Would it be right to say that vasana could also be certain inherited behavioral patterns or limiting beliefs, or it includes all of that?
All of it, it's all words until you understand what it is.
Right.
So vasana typically in Sanskrita means vas karna, where you reside, where it resides. So what is residing? When we reside in a house, then it becomes your original home. Means you grow your roots. Your energies are blended in that environment of the home. So there becomes a very strong connection between you and the home. Home is not just a building of 4 walls and windows and doors. Not at all. That's you're talking about only the physical structure.
Right.
But if it's a home where you live as an ancestral property for 30-40 years, and then you continue to live as next generation and all that, that means the whole energy pattern of that family descendants is absorbed in that place, which you call vibrations, both positive and negative. So lot of karmas are connected to that kind of a place where you reside, or vasana. So also within you there is something called vasana. The nearest meaning that I could find is latent impressions. That can be anything.
Could it also be past life impressions?
Anything in terms of your thoughts and emotions
Okay.
that get registered in your mind.
System.
Absorbed, percolated.
Hmm.
Between vasanas and the emotions and thought process and the actual action. Karma is also translated as action, right? Kam karna. There is something called samskaras. So normally when we talk about spirituality, karma, samskara, vasanas, without three we cannot convey anything at all. And that's what you are made up of. But most of us don't know what we are made up of. This mind is carried away by the external features of the body, and it gets already convinced that I am nothing but the body. I am the body. But in the whole reality of existence, for an individual jiva, body is the last thing, least thing. But look at our life, how we have made, glorified, body as everything. How many beauty parlors,
Yes.
spa, malls, pubs, so also clinics,
Yes.
nursing homes, courts, jail, therapy centers. What all? So much of nonsense is going on in the name of body culture. It is the curse of the modern mind. It never used to be so in the ancient times. Not that ancients rejected or ignored the body, but they knew the right proportion in which body, mind, intellect needs to be handled and kept in balance. So coming back to karma, there is a process how each karma is made into. So the most simplified version I am giving to you so that viewers can understand and make it their own understanding so that they can apply in their day-to-day living and then see what role karma plays in their individual lives. So I am concluding for your question that vasanas, samskaras, your emotions and thoughts, and ultimately the action, which make the three strands. Actually I said four, but vasanas and samskaras are put in one box. Okay. So three strands which are twisted into a very strong rope which binds you. And normally binding with a rope is an imagery used for what? Normally, I'm not talking about
To an animal. Pashu.
Yes.
You tie down an animal.
Yeah. We think we are much higher than the animals. But we don't know that we are just animals, that we are tied down. Is it not an amazing revelation
Yes.
for those who listen to this podcast?
Yes, indeed.